And my mic was muted. Okay, we're going to start that one over. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I'm Kirsten. Welcome to the Rabbit Hole. And today is Thursday. It doesn't look like Thursday, it looks like Friday. The calendar says Friday, but it's actually Thursday. And it's all Bridgerton's fault. So today we're going to take a little shift. In fact, we're going to go on a side quest. If you are not familiar with what a side quest is, I have a fantastic explanation for you. And I just love this. I think this is brilliant. So I want to share this with everybody. There is actually a side quest project. And this lovely page that was put up in February is okay, if I'm going to be blogging about personal side quests, I should probably define what it is. There is a main quest in role playing games, and occasionally you will do things that take you off of that. It is not required, it's optional, and it's not from the main storyline, but it adds in context. So, this I thought was adorable, so I wanted to share this with everybody. Now, the thing about today is because we are going on a side quest, it is going to be a little bit different than the normal rabbit hole. However, because of that, I'm going to put up a little blurb on what we're talking about today. The reason why I wanted to do a side quest was because, for one, I was supposed to do my live yesterday on Thursday, and I didn't. And that's because of Bridgerton, which I will explain. And the second is because I want to be able to follow the rabbit hole, which I will explain a little bit more. I will put this in context for everybody. I'll follow the rabbit hole, but I do want to show that sometimes you pop off into things that happen in the moment or happen currently. So for those of you who are watching this video and haven't seen the previous videos, let's add some context to this. What the rabbit hole is my journey as a professional speaker, instructional designer, technical trainer, voice, performance coach, all of those things. My journey in the wilds of YouTube, starting in LawTube and ending up in Passion Flicks. And through that, seeing all sorts of things that were really exciting to me for sharing on performance, on control, working with an audience, control of your topic, control of the narrative, being able to adjust in the flow, in the moment to things that happen. I saw so many things that actually made perfect sense to me as stuff I should share with an audience that I created this particular part of my stream. So let's go back to today's side quest. So Bridgerton, for those of you who don't know, is a television show. And to say that it has a dedicated fan base would be a bit of an understatement. We're having kind of a Beatles moment with it. Now, I was not originally a Bridgerton stan. And I became one when I discovered that my favorite source for snarky and irreverent and dedicated costume analysis and basically sort of a little bit of a Puritan look on historical accuracy put up this article. We like Bridgerton, so suck it, purists. And I looked at this and it instantly made me laugh and go, wait, I'm not watching Bridgerton because the costumes are so historically inaccurate and they do bizarre things with the costuming that make no sense. So you don't care? Because this whole website, this whole group is dedicated to showing really deep dive, really fun breakdowns on, okay, this movie said it was set in this time period. Well, here's the thing. And so in watching this, I went in and I read this article and it changed my mind about whether or not to watch Bridgerton. And one of the reasons it changed my mind is because it said, essentially, yes, the costumes aren't historically accurate most of the time, but they are extremely well made. They are made with thought and care. There is a reason behind them. So if you think of it as an alternate reality and not tied to our particular historical timeline, and you kind of are willing to have the costumes be fantastical in points, there's some wonderful work being done here. And I was like, okay, give up my snobbery? I could do that. I mean, briefly. Okay, I will do that. So I started watching it and became one of the Bridgerton fan base because I think the actors do a great job. I really love what they do with the music. I like what they do with the script, all of these things. And I even read one of the books, which the books are kind of you can breeze through them in like an hour. Um, I don't this is okay. I need to put this up. Somebody's going to be pissed at me for this clip. The Bridgerton books are not terribly well written. They fall into some of the same traps that all romance books do, or most, I should say, most romance books do, which is that the lead character, whoever the dominant personality is, which is often in a it's often a heterosexual pairing, and it's the guy, dominant, is kind of an ass and is essentially gifting his love to the woman through, kind of getting over himself. So the thing about the books in Bridgerton is that I've only read one of them. I've only read the one for season 3. But the character of Colin in the books is not nearly as likable or understandable or really a fantastic character as the one on the TV show. The one on the TV show it's a different guy. So while there's stuff from the books, if it was done exactly like the books, I would not be able to watch the show because he's a jerk most of the time. And then he kind of gets over himself briefly through sex in periods. Nah. The TV show does it very differently. So on Thursday, there was a second part drop. Bridgerton came in, did season 3, part 1, episodes 1 through 4. And it was an introduction to a set of characters that are unusual for romance. Generally, you don't see somebody of my body type as the lead female. So I was really into it. I was like, ooh, okay, wait, she's getting the guy and like she doesn't have to change and become like suddenly diet and she has a glow up. She has a change. She has a girl who's hiding to girl who's really amazing transformation, but she doesn't have a ugly girl takes off her glasses and is suddenly hot moment. Really. She doesn't have she loses 40 pounds and now is suddenly, attractive enough. The transformation makes a lot of sense. This Thursday, episodes 5 through 8 dropped, and they dropped at 3 a.m. Eastern. I did not wake up for that. I am not quite that nuts. However, I woke up at 6 a.m. and I turned on Netflix and started watching, which my husband finds deeply entertaining and a little nuts. So I binge watched it and lost my schedule for Thursday. So my live stream that was supposed to happen did not. Now, I wanted to bring in Frock Flicks, and I need to be careful about saying that. I will try to do that correctly. Frock Flicks. I wanted to bring them into this because there is, and I will go ahead and just say, yes, we're on that topic. We are now at community on this because what the Frock Flicks group did is they built a really good community around their stuff. They interact. They're very upfront. They do, there's good use of social media and essentially pulling in like-minded people and saying, hey, if you are somebody who gets a little nuts about historical accuracy sometimes. If you're somebody who likes to go down rabbit holes on costuming and theater, and you're somebody who wants to see, somebody who really knows this kind of take it apart and give you an analysis, we're a home for you. Come join us. And the thing that's lovely about that, and the lesson for everybody here, is that when you are doing community and when you are doing, you know, becoming essentially the person in your topic, it is important to become the voice. And by that, it means if you are really, really deep diving into your passion and your topic and what you care about or what you need to share with the world, and you niche down enough that you can really get specific about, if you care about X, come here. And you then share realistic information, information in context, information that has maybe backstories around it, and you flesh it out enough, you can become the voice of that audience. And that's really what this group did for me. And that's also what Bridgerton did for me. So, in two ways, they became the voice of a community for me. When I was looking at this one, let's toss that up. When I was looking at this article, as I said, I come here all the time. So let me go to the main page, and you will see it starts with, what is Frockflix? And this is a perfect upfront, in your face, just first thing on the page, it says, hey, do you not know what we're about? Here's what we're about. Ever watched an adaptation of Pride and Prejudice and think Austen totally wouldn't recognize what Lizzie is wearing? Have you cringed at zippers in the back of medieval gowns on films? Yes. Yes, I have. I am somebody who finds Costnerhood to be unwatchable for some of the costuming. And if you don't know what I mean by Costnerhood, yes, Costner's Robin Hood. There are times when, I'm watching a show and going, Maid Marian is a ninja? Why are they dressing her like that? And this was a home for me. So becoming the voice of your audience is really important. And in the case of this cultural phenomenon, Bridgerton, one of the things you will find is that there are, oh my God, so very many people who have deep, passionate love for this and will share it in reaction videos. And I'm putting up two of my favorites here because I kind of love watching geeky theatrical people losing it about something they find passionately interesting. So the second one here, the best season of Bridgerton ever, there is a carriage scene in which the really hot guy runs and catches the carriage. And if, by the way, spoilers, I should put up a spoiler warning. Spoilers. Yes, they get together. That's the whole point of the season. Spoiler. The really hot guy runs and catches the carriage and has to do a, no, I really do love you speech and passionate embrace of the girl. And it's quite something. It is something that honestly, I wasn't expecting to see on my TV, or, I don't even have the words for it. I've become inarticulate because if you are of a certain body type, you never see yourself like this on media, or rarely. And to be able to watch something and have the romantic heroine be essentially a marker placement for you is pretty wonderful. And in that way, both the website for costuming and the TV show became essentially voices that I could listen to that said, you're welcome here, you're represented here, you're understood here. Come to me and I will make you feel like you're at home. And that's the lesson that I want to take away today. So that's sort of the context I want to throw up is When you are doing presenting and speaking, when you are doing your technical training or your webinars or, stage work, going to a conference, anything like that, and you are trying to reach your audience, if you have really dived into your subject and are authentic about it and sharing it in a passionate, real way with people and getting down to what they really care about, you may find that you are the voice for that subject for people. And that means that people you don't even know, people you have never seen and may never even meet or even hear of, might be getting value from your content. So when you have those moments, when you have those, I'm not sure that my stuff is important moments, remember that if you are sharing something that is kind of a specifically unique, passionate thing, you may be representing people that don't have a way of articulating that. You may be speaking for people who don't feel like they have a voice. So it's really important what you do. It doesn't always feel that way, especially on the void of the internet. Right now, I'm doing this as a live, but I am not currently interacting with anybody. So I'm kind of screaming into the void here. So why do it as a live? Because what I want to do, and I will again throw this back up here. I'm trying to put some context in for everybody. Why do lives if you are not doing a live stream event? Because I want to put out videos in which people see me doing it without a net. I want to see people getting the experience of watching a professional speaker work without a script, without a plan, and without post editing. Because what happens is that most of the time when you see public speaking, you see somebody in a cleaned up environment, or you see them with a lot of practice. And that's good. But it also gives the impression to people who are new that they are not capable of that. So I want to do lives that are a little less produced, a little less professional, because I want people to see the messy and know that that's okay. That's part of what we do here. When you're a professional public speaker, you're gonna screw up. That's okay. And as somebody coming to it or maybe branching into it for the first time, it might not be obvious that that's okay. So that's why I'm doing the lives. And for today, the Bridgerton content, all of these topics, I wanted to bring this in because you will sometimes have moments where you're like, oh, that's a cultural touchstone. That's a moment in time. And you can use that in your content. I did that today. So as a point of reference, just do it. Even if you don't feel you're practiced enough, even if you feel like you're not ready, even if you feel like it's not slick enough, just do it. Nothing beats having practice. And I beat this dead horse in every single video. Practice is the only thing that gets you from here to there. And we are in a journey of ongoing mastery. It never ends. I've been doing this for decades, and I will still be growing and learning. If this is something that reads for you, if this makes sense to you, please share it. I am trying to build up a YouTube channel, and I am currently at, I think, 47 subscribers. I started out with, in the 20s, so I'm getting there, eking up. If you can share this, if you can subscribe on YouTube, if you can like it, some of you are watching it on Facebook, some of you are watching it on LinkedIn, but this is also going right to my main YouTube channel. Please support the channel because I'm trying to build it up and get a little bit deeper into things to help people with their stagecraft experience. And that's it. That is today's rabbit hole. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.